It's working, I hope. Yeah. Because you had the right question, because why didn't we recognize the sports person, then what? The problem was there are so many successful women, and we started the first time. I wanted male colleagues of mine to get over the shock that women are doing much more successful jobs than the men are doing. So let them absorb the 20 Devis first before 30 more come, and men don't find a place at all. So I admit my guilt. I couldn't recognize all of them at this moment because we have to live through the psychological shock that women are really, really successful these days. So, sorry? No, mountaineer we have got, which is not a, which is male basically. They can climb the mountains. Women are also climbing the mountains these days. Anyway, please.
We did have space for a few questions with the Chief Minister, which Prabhu Chawla will moderate. We'll take perhaps 5 questions, no more. So if you have questions from the audience, please raise your hands and identify yourselves.
Let me start. I have the privilege of asking the first question.
Yes.
हिंदी में पूछूंगा. पहले एक बात बताइए, आप महिला हैं, राजस्थान में इससे मेल डोमिनेटेड सोसाइटी. आपने ऐसा क्या मंत्र पकड़ा कि सारे मर्दों को हरा दिया और लीडर बन गई वहाँ? कुछ तो होगा आपके अंदर.
You see what we have to do? And we're still on the female gender problems. As far as I'm concerned, I never looked at it as a gender problem. I believe that if I worked hard, people would understand the hard work. And I believe that's exactly how it's happened. It's us in society that breaks society into these genders. So-and-so's a woman, so-and-so's a man. Rajasthan's never been run by a woman. It's only been run by a man. So all this is there, but the fact is that people appreciate hard work. There is no need to split it into genders, and that's what's happened. They found that I worked as well, maybe better, and that's why I'm here today.
It's a very simple answer. I expect a little much more frankness in you because even the men work hard, but you are one male among the many women. They are much, I think that's why you won, because you proved yourself.
Let me make it very clear. There is not a male in Rajasthan in the last 15 years that has taken the trouble to work for 9 months, travel 14,000 kilometers through the sunshine and the rain and the cold, approach every single of the 200 constituencies in Rajasthan, not once but twice. I don't think anyone's done that. And therefore, people have reached out.
And all of gentlemen, you must know one thing, that she is the first woman chief minister of Rajasthan. That is, nobody else has become, and she has traveled so much. You are the first, no? And perhaps not the last.
I'm really surprised. I thought you were a great journalist. And by now you have known that it is only one person in Rajasthan so far, female, if you want to put it that way, Chief Minister of Rajasthan. But she's not there because it's a she. She's there because of the work.
Oh,
and that's important.
I plead guilty for that anyway. So because other women could not succeed earlier, they found only one hard-working woman after 65 years. That's a great achievement of Rajasthan.
Let me
voters
again,
at least, voters recognize there was one woman who can defeat all the men.
That's
before
that, big one. Because this is again the same male condescension which has irritated most women in the country today. So I would suggest you don't want to get booed by the 20.
I really admire the Rajasthan voters after belatedly realizing that
let's get to some serious business. If you want, you have a chief minister sitting here, want to ask a question, ask. But don't go on with this condescending nonsense.
I'm asking another question, after that I'll keep quiet because I can't win an argument with you because women power is so powerful that I have to be silenced at home as well as here as well. So the second question is, we are talking about women reservations because if women control various levers of power, because they should, I firmly believe, I'm convinced about that, that why not 30% reservation has been implemented by your party and your state where you are selecting the candidates. Why there is a difficulty in getting 30% seats for the women at every place, whether in the Thana, in the politics and whatnot. because 130%, you
Want
may
to hear my personal view on this one?
personal view and
My personal view on this one is that's your way of putting us down. Why should it be 30%? We are there because we are better than you. And we're there wherever we are, we're there because we are better than anyone else. And why? Maybe it be 50%, maybe it'll be 100%. Let's just let it happen. This is this problem in this country where we spend all our time doing these kind of things. And basically, it's a male way of actually tying the women down.
I mean, you want to have a best half.
Am I
You
right?
want-
Am I right? From
Yes,
the ladies,
absolutely
please.
right. Absolutely
Yeah.
right. Absolutely right. I concede that point because so far they can't find more than 5% hardworking women there, even being a women chief minister. I leave it there. But let me ask the audience what they want to ask the question now. Yeah, please. Women first. Yeah. Yeah, Rita. Give it a mind.
हेलो I'm रीटा सिंह जो आज आपने टॉयलेट्स के बारे में कहा मुझे बहुत खुशी हुई सुन के और हमारे प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने भी ये कहा पर मुझे राजस्थान का ऑफकोर्स इतना पता नहीं पर जब यूपी के गांव में मैं जब जाती हूँ तो मैं एक प्रॉब्लम वहाँ हरदम देखती हूँ कि वहाँ टॉयलेट्स तो हैं और वो ज़्यादातर टॉयलेट्स चाहे वो स्कूल बच्चों के लिए हों वो आदमी यूज़ करके उसको ख़राब कर देते हैं तो उसकी सस्टेनेबिलिटी ऑफ टॉयलेट्स के बारे में हम लोग क्या करना चाहेंगे क्योंकि जब मैं अपने गांव में जाती हूँ वहाँ तो मैं कर रही हूँ और आसपास के गांव में भी कर रही हूँ पर जब और बहुत सारे ऐसे गांव हैं जहाँ बच्चे उनको यूज़ नहीं कर सकते और ख़ास करके वो मिड मील का तो एक अलग किस्सा है पर ये टॉयलेट्स की जो बात थी मैं चाहूँगी उसके लिए हम लोग कुछ कर सकें और कैन आई गेट सम सजेशन ऑन दैट थैंक यू
Actually, it would be very nice if, as CSRs or any other way, you would volunteer to work with us on this because it is not an easy thing. There are so many thousands of schools across Rajasthan. And though CSRs are helping us with this, Rajasthan has a particular problem, and that is we don't have water everywhere. For these toilets, you do need to have water. So we are now working, it's not just us, but there are other people who are also working to see how we can organize to use these toilets as dry toilets, you know, without having to use the kind of water that is probably not available everywhere. So we're working on this. There are small situations of this happening around Rajasthan, but we need to be able to scale it up and scale it up fast. So apart from people like the guys, you know, that the people who are doing these toilets, what is it called? Sulabh Shauchalays. Apart from the Sulabh Shauchalay people who do a really good job with this, I think it's very important for us to take on companies or NGOs who will also work in small areas to set these up. They will have to then be handled between the collector with a small sum of money given by the state government to actually look after that number of schools with the MPs, the MLAs, and the NGOs involved. It would have to be a joint effort, which is what we are working towards just now.
Ma'am, good evening. Really very heartening and lovely to hear all the things you're doing in Rajasthan. God bless you for that. And I fully agree with you that women can excel in everything. But there is one problem keeping us from, realizing our potential, and that is our safety. So, a lot of women feel physically, a physical threat to their safety, and that comes first before anything else. So do you think on behalf of the masses in India, because you have access to Modi ji, can you ask him to have a women's safety campaign, like he's having a Swachh Bharat campaign and various other campaigns? Can he have a blueprint for women's safety in the country?
That's actually a very, very nice thought because we might be doing this in our states on our own, but these are efforts which happen unconnected to center. I will certainly pass it on because I really think that obviously you've thought a lot about it and you've understood the pain that families probably have gone through when their people have been attacked. And certainly I agree with you. I will pass it on and we will try to make more of an effort, at least in the States. The one thing I'd like to tell you over here is that everywhere, police personnel, in proportion to the number of people, population is just growing in leaps and bounds. In the number of policemen, we cannot catch up with. Sometimes, in some states, you will find that one policeman is looking after so many hundreds, 300, maybe 500. So one policeman to 500 is no ratio. But it's it's a losing concern. Therefore, it's very, very important now for NGOs all to step in. It is very important to create a campaign around all of this. It's basically important to teach people that there has to be a respect. People have to start doing this. You cannot beat everybody. You have to make people understand that it's a part of their culture, it's a part of their family, it's a part of their responsibility. And they must all take this upon themselves. They must all make it into a campaign. Only then will it work.
As activists, we've been campaigning, but we don't have direct access to the Prime Minister. So we are hoping that you can be our representative, our voice, and just convey this thing to him.
I certainly will.
Thank you
I certainly
very
will. I
much.
think it's a very
Thank you very
interesting
much.
thing.
Question, please.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, please.
I'm T.R. Meena from Rajasthan. I'm the Joint Secretary in the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. I would like to congratulate Madam Chief Minister Vasundhara ji. She has taken a lot of steps for the, increase of education in Rajasthan. I would just give one suggestion that child marriage is very rampant in Rajasthan. And there are a lot of girls in the schools and particularly in the villages. And girls can, do better than boys. That has been proved by the fact that you have chosen one of our daughters to give this Devi Award, Sampath Meena, who is my niece. And my brother is sitting here. And we have been supporting the girls. And in Rajasthan, as Madam has rightly pointed out, that in Rajasthan, the women are very brave. But they need a lot of support from the male counterparts. And this child marriage is one of the, social evil which is killing them, If they are given the opportunity to join some of the higher, education institutions, they can do better. And our daughter has brought proud to our family. Sampath is here. And I would request, Madam, that there has to be, strict implementation for this Child Marriage Act. Thank you, ma'am.
Mr. Meena, this is something that we are all horrified with. We are as horrified about this as we are about the fact that young girls are murdered at birth. This is something that is absolutely untenable. And in this country, in this day and age, it's wrong. But you cannot police it. If I catch you, you go to jail, yes. But it cannot be policed. You will have to teach people. You will have to educate people. They have to understand that this is absolutely wrong. Otherwise, what happens is when you catch hold of them, they say, no, this is not my daughter's certainly off age. You can say she's not of age. You have to prove this fact. But it's important that people understand that this is wrong. People understand that populations have to be kept down. Therefore, marriages at the age of 20, 21 are probably much better for us than those which you're marrying off at 5 and 7 and 8 and 9. These things must not happen. I can say that in Rajasthan, yes, it has come down enormously. What used to happen doesn't happen anymore. But it is going to take time. And I think with a certain amount of cajoling, with a certain amount of strictness, and a huge amount of education, this is going to be different. That is the reason, and particularly in the caste of the Meenas, I don't think anyone can talk about this one because those are tough women. And they make it a point. I don't think that anyone can, put them into a box and shut it. And that is the reason why I think Sampath Meena ji is here today. That's a revolution that you're leading in your own areas. Because the moment I read Sampath Meena, I knew she had to be from Rajasthan, whichever part of India she's representing. Am I right? Yep.
There's a question there.
Good evening, ma'am. I would like to ask you, how do you think we can change the psychological mindset of men in India? Because it's this mindset that is leading to all this discrimination and problems across.
Don't you think it's education in the end? Kids have to get taught. They cannot be left to lurk around bus stops and, stations, smoke weed and smoke cigarettes and just become little lafangas. They have to be taken into school and they have to be taught. Now, there are lots of NGOs who are doing some very good work there. Governments also have to do that good work. Government schools are there. You can go to them free. We have to motivate parents. But some of these are people, children, who don't have parents. So we have to go out to help them and educate them. My answer to this is very, very clear. If you do not educate, you will get this kind of mindset in the country. We do need to do this. It's a revolution, and that revolution has to come only by education. The other thing, of course, is communication. Television is another thing, which is actually bringing home to the people what and how they should behave, what is expected in society today, because they are transported from where they are sitting into drawing rooms in London, in America, into cities that they have probably never seen, but they see how those people are interacting with each other, and I think that makes the difference. The third thing, of course, is that those people who are producing movies, those people who are producing plays, those people have to be careful about the kind of messages that they're getting across. It's not just about making money, it's also about working out the social problems.
Right here.
So you talked about education, you talked about movies, you talked about people getting a sense of responsibility. But in societies that have seen transformation from crime, New York City crime, Singapore, they have actually been focused on one thing, which is a very, very strong judicial system. And so I'm surprised that that's not on your list. And I understand that there is a population to numbers ratio here. But I think that has to be front and center. Don't you think?
Today, these have started actually working in silos. So I agree with you. There has to be a large thought on judicial reform. I do find that there are less judges in our states. And so it's very important to fill up those places so that more and more cases are taken care of and fast. But this is something that's not going to happen just at the state level. It's going to have to be an interaction at a very, very top level where they have to decide how they're going to work out those silos. Because for us to even talk about it, I don't think is acceptable at the moment. But I agree with you. As far as I am concerned, it's very important for us to be able to free the people from these kind of legalities. I mean, there's so many cases, so many problems, and actually we're not focused on the right thing. It's the small things that are taking up your time. I mean, let's say I have a bench in Jaipur and I have a bench in Jodhpur. But despite fighting for almost 30 years, we have not been able to get one in Udaipur or Kota. So there are so many people and so many things and issues which we have not even been able to touch. And how can you touch when the number required is in the thousands and are available only in the hundreds? So yes, it's a very important part, but this is something that's going to have to be dealt with by people at the top. From there, right up to the state levels, discussions are going to have to be held with these, and only then I think can it be worked out.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Before the start of this evening, I had wondered whether I could request the Chief Minister to nominate Prabhu Chawla as an associate member of the Devi Club. I don't know now whether you would still like to do it.
Well, if he asks nicely enough and he really grovels for it, maybe.
We'll ask very nicely.